Welcome back to Chashkid Effects for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Polygon Matic, whose current price stands at the $0.8018 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 1.39%. and in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, starting my analysis here on the daily chart by giving you a brief of what has been happening on the Polygon Matic chart. So Polygon Matic, from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce, making it to an all-time high at around the $2.9 mark in a movement that I've been terming as a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the all-time high, we saw this ABC corrective structure which took us back to around the $0.31 mark in a movement that I've been terming as a higher Elliot wave count 2. And after seeing the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, whatever we expect next is an impulsive movement in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 3 before we see a wave 4, and then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot wave structure, now that we might be in the formation of this wave 3 to the upside, which is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3 to the upside. So I expect to see fractal waves having the wave 5 completing the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upside, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 using a trend based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $5.0335 mark, and that is the minimum that I would expect that wave 3 to the upside to do before we see a wave 4 and then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5. So that is my long-term scenario that I'm expecting to play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. And jumping to the 4-hour chart for further analysis. Here on the 4-hour chart, you can see have this Elliot wave structure right here in blue, which is a fractal wave within that higher Elliot wave count 3 to the upside, where I believe Polygon Matic has completed the formation of that first wave to the upside. And because the first wave is also an impulsive wave, we also expected to see fractal waves in formation within that first wave, and you can see the fractal wave within the wave 1 in this Elliot wave structure right here in yellow, having the wave 5 completing the formation of that wave 1 to the upside, making its peak at around the $1.3 mark. And now my primary scenario is that we're in the formation of the second wave, which is a corrective wave, and because of its corrective nature, I also expect to see an ABC corrective structure in this second wave right here. And before I get to the short-term scenarios that I expect to play out basing it on the ABC corrective structures, there are chart patterns that we have information over here that are still giving us some short-term scenarios. And you can see we had been trading within this channel, which is right here, which gave us a breakout to the lower side after losing the 20-day MA. And once that happens, we got to the key area of support at around the $0.78 mark. And at that key area of support, we found support, and we are seeing a very nice recovery to the upside. And that gives me the very first possible scenarios that can play out here on the Polygon Matic chart. There are chances that now that we have support of the $0.78 mark, we might continue pushing even higher, manage to break above the 20-day MA, continue pushing higher, and get back to around the $0.95 mark, which is a key area of resistance. And at that point, we can either manage to break above it or get rejected. And once we see a rejection, then I'll be expecting another sell-off over here, maybe lose now the $0.78 mark, which is a key area of support, and continue pushing even lower. And if I zoom in and jump to the 1-hour chart, where we have a trend line which we have lost, here on the 1-hour chart, we have a trend line that Polygon Matic has lost. And if I draw it out so that you can also see it, you can see we have a trend line over here, where you can see that we had tried to make a series of highs, and we are continuing to push a little bit higher, but you can see today we have managed to lose that trend line and also lost the 20-day MA here on the 1-hour chart. And after losing it, we have continued pushing lower, and there are chances that we might get back to around the $0.78 mark, which is a key area of support. And at that point, we can either lose this $0.78 mark, which is a key area of support, or it can just give us support once more and then see a recovery to the upside. And getting back to to the ABC corrective structure that I expect in the formation of a higher Elliot wave count 2, which is a corrective wave, there are two ways we can have that ABC corrective structure here on the Polygon Matic chart. And the very first way to have that ABC corrective structure is assuming this is a massive wave A to the lower side, and we have seen the low for that wave A, and right now I'm expecting a bit of a bounce to the upside in the formation of that wave B, make a peak in the formation of that wave B, then expect another impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave C to fully maximize the formation of that second wave. That is the very first way to have that ABC corrective structure, and for it to play out, we need to continue holding above the 0.78 fib dollar mark, which is a key area of support. See that bounce managed to break above the key area of resistance at around the 0.95 dollar mark, so that we can make that peak, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave B using the Fibonacci's, connecting it from the high of the wave A to the low of the wave A. That gives me a minimum retracement area to the upside in the formation of that wave B between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can extend that target area back to the fib level 0.382, and that target area perfectly lies between the 1.09 dollar mark and the 0.96 dollar mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting that wave B to the upside to do. And once we fully maximize the formation of that wave B, then we can expect an impulsive movement to the lower side in the formation of that wave C to fully maximize the formation of that second wave. There were also key areas on the Fibonacci's that we need to continue holding above for us to say that we're in the formation of this wave B. And if I connect the Fibonacci's from the low down here to the high at around the 0.94 dollar mark, that gives me that minimum target area here on the Fibonacci's between the fib level 0.382 and the fib level 0.618, and I think we have lost that target area here on the Fibonacci, and that would mean a different ABC count once we lose that target area on the Fibonacci, because I expected Polygon Matic to continue holding within this target area for us to say that I'm expecting that movement to the upside in the formation of this wave B. But now that we have lost that target area and continued pushing lower, that's when the other ABC corrective structure comes into play. And if I have it on my charts, here on the charts we can have the other ABC corrective structure having this as the wave A. Then we have seen a wave B making our peak at around the 1.17 dollar mark. Then I'm expecting a straight sell-off after losing this target area between the 0.88 dollar mark and the 0.83 dollar mark. In case we lose the 0.78 dollar mark, which is a key area of support, then the other possible scenario of having that ABC corrective structure will be playing out, and I'll be expecting an impulsive movement right here in the formation of this wave 2 to the lower side, fully maximize the formation of that second wave. Then from there we can expect an impulsive movement to the upside in the formation of that wave 3. So those are my two possible ways of having that ABC corrective structure, and also my short-term scenarios basing it on the ABC corrective structures, and also the key areas of support and resistances, and also the chart patterns that you have information on this chart. So that's the update for Polygon Matic, and also taking a look at the indicators to see what movements will be supported here on the RSI. On the RSI we are trading at around the 32 mark, meaning you have massive room for us to support any movements to the upside, and a bit of room for us to support movements to the lower side before we get into the oversold region. Also taking a look at the MACD, here on the MACD we have printed a bullish cross, and that would mean higher prices might be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, and I'll keep you updated.